Well, you want to start it right now?
Man, let's get into it, bro. Man, we ain't got to wait on that, man. Let's hop on this thing, bro.
This is exactly.
Tap in real quick.
You could
man.
look at my notes. This is exactly what I have written
man,
down of what I need to see from
let's
the Steelers in this preseason game.
Talk about it.
And that's absolutely nothing.
Talk about
because
it,
I saw
man.
everything I need to see last week.
Talk about it.
But those dudes are going to play. I'm talking about like Kenny Pickett, Pickens, Deontay.
The guys.
The O-line. Like, obviously, I don't need to see anything from the stars on defense. Yeah. But I guess for this specific matchup, the one thing that intrigues me is the Bills tight ends versus like our inside linebackers, or like Bills running backs and tight ends versus our inside linebackers.
Yeah.
Because they got a dude in Dawson Knox. Now he's not as good as Pat Freiermuth. Should have never made the Pro Bowl, but he's still a pretty good player. I'll give him props there. And then they drafted Kincaid in the first round. Their running backs are shifty. Like I don't think anyone's considering them top 20, top 15 guys, but James Cook out there. They also picked up Damian Harris. Like let's just see how this new inside linebacker core does against those guys. That's the one thing, like, for this specific matchup.
Deke, what else they got over there, Deke? Keep it going, Deke. What else they got over there, Deke? You ain't worried about the receivers? Keep it going, Deke.
Well,
I like how you talking, baby.
I'm not doing this. If you're gonna start bringing that energy, I'm not doing this anymore.
No, I'm on your team, Deke. I'm on your team, Deke.
Did I remind you Dawson Knox is not as good as Pat Freiermuth?
I'm on your team, bro.
Dalton Kincaid might have been drafted a little too high. He's still talented, but Bills might have reached.
I was just saying the way that you was going. I'm like, bro, like, keep it up, bro. We ain't gotta, man. We might cut this over the other channel, man. Dang.
No.
The way you was just cooking right there, I'm like, bro, what else you need to see, man? I'm with you.
I think JPJ is gonna be a key piece for this game. Just someone to look at. I know I said last week, don't get cooked.
Yeah.
And if he plays the whole game here, obviously I would like to see him not get cooked, but if he's getting targeted or whatnot, just look competent out there.
Respect.
I don't see Diggs playing much. I mean, it's going to be him and Allen for what, like a quarter? So Porter should look good.
I hope not. I hope it's a series.
Porter should look good most of the time, I feel like. I know they have, that speedster, Shakir?
Yeah. You got Gabe Davis, too.
He's overrated.
Man, he was a big part of last time we played them.
Gabe Davis? We were hurting in the secondary that game.
No.
We were hurting.
Not all of the mixtape. Some of the mixtape had a Lil Wayne type feature on it.
We were hurting.
He had a Lil Wayne feature on his mixtape that game, though.
We were going through some growing pains at that time.
I agree.
I would have loved to see. I mean, you know my energy at the end of last year. I would have loved to see week one of those playoffs, Steelers Bills.
Yeah,
I would have loved to see it with how we were playing. Yeah, JPJ, look good out there. Don't get cooked. Like Bills. Here's the thing. I was looking at their depth chart. After Diggs, I feel like there are some question marks in that receiver room.
Yeah.
Like Shakir, he is the speedy guy. He's like their version of Calvin Austin.
Correct.
In a way, right?
They drafted Hunter.
Then Gabe Davis hasn't really lived up to the hype. So I think Porter should look good. If Diggs sits out after that first quarter, I think Porter should look fine out there.
Like I said, Justin Hunter, yeah, he's up there. Then you have Keyshawn Johnson. He was another dude that played really well for them last week. So, yeah, it'll be some interesting matchups. We'll see, though. We'll see. But I like your energy, though. I like where you at.
And then, again, I don't need to see more from the offense in general, like the first teamers, Kenny Pickett, Pickens, Deontay, Najee. I've seen enough. I'm fine. But just keep the momentum going from last week then. Give us a touchdown drive. Give us some moving of the ball, points on the board, and multiple times, whether it's field goals, touchdowns, whatever. Just, look good.
I'm tripping, too. Receivers, I said Justin Hunter. That was the homie that was with us here from the 757 from Tennessee. Justin Shorter is the one that they just drafted this year, but they also picked up Trent Sherfield from the Dolphins. He was down there last year. He was out in AZ initially, so he's up there to another, speed.
You know what? I'll throw another matchup or name out there, Broderick Jones, because he might be going up against some talent.
Yeah.
I know that's what Bills have decent talent at their edge rushers with Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, Greg Russo.
Yeah. I mean, even Boogie Basham, he's another one that's a part of that rotation that, I mean.
Yeah, because Broderick's probably not going to start again. But he might go up against a Russo or Basham, right?
Yeah. Russo, Basham, they played a lot last week, man. So
and that'll be better than whoever the hell else he was going against last week against the Bucs.
Yeah, you still got AJ Epinesa, who's a second round pick from up there from a couple years ago. So he'll have multiple faces and talented people that he'll see, different body types. But for me, or I didn't mean to cut you off.
I think
you
I'm
have some more?
good. No, I think I'm good. You
For
good?
sure. For me, man, I didn't have a lot I needed to see, man, but I did have a couple of matchups that I was looking at, right? When we talk the inside backers, specifically Cole and Quan Alexander, I just want to see them versus James Cook. A little bit different style of back than what they're facing last week in terms of his size and speed. And he's just a better
And you were
back.
saying he's been looking good,
yes,
right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Extremely optimistic about what he brings to that offense up there. So for me, I want to see what that looks like in terms of Quan and Cole handling just a more productive player, more talented player. JPJ, because I was like with Pat P, I want to see some of it, but I don't need to see a lot of it. Not even tripping on Diggs, because I was like, I don't know how much Diggs we get, but whenever they're matching versus Gabe Davis, I want to see that look like you belong out there. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I don't think that's something that should be overpowering JP.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to be able to guard Gabe Davis type receivers.
Yep.
If you can guard a Diggs, great. But there's not a lot of people that can guard Diggs. You got to be able to guard.
They might put JP on Diggs early on.
And then we'll find out. See what it is.
We should do that. I mean,
I don't hate it. It's
Tomlin
preseason.
was doing that with Pickens and
Absolutely.
JPJ throughout all training camp.
Yeah.
Why not give him a challenge? Preseason.
I don't hate
Who
it.
cares?
It's preseason. I do not hate it at all, man. Man. And
I'd be
that'll
all
probably
for
get Diggs out a little quicker too, man. So we definitely ain't tripping, bro.
Come on, dude.
All right, I'm messing.
Come
I'm
on,
messing.
dude.
I'm
That's
messing,
your
I'm
boy.
messing, I'm
That's
messing,
your
I'm
boy.
messing. You know it's all I'm messing.
That's your boy too.
I was thinking we get him out early because it's 3 and out. It's 3 and out. He's gonna lock him up, and then
Okay.
you know what I mean? Yeah. Come on, bro. Oh, you obviously he was gonna score on him right away. Stop. See where your energy at, man? You was talking with me. That was you this time, man. That was you. Dang. But like I said, I do want to see that element. Next up, Dan Moore and Broderick Jones versus Gregory Rousseau, because regardless of Vaughn playing, I do feel like, well, Vaughn's not gonna play. Vaughn's still pup right now, so he's still like working his way back. Greg will be out there. Greg will see Dan, and Greg probably will get enough reps to see Broderick. I want to see how both of them dudes handle him. He's a good pass rusher, but he is not Alex Highsmith. He is not completely polished. He has some growth still. You know what I mean? And that's the part I want to see, like a little bit better athlete, more competition, a little bit more proven than what they were seeing last week. He had 7.5 sacks last year. Let me just see what you look like versus that, because I know that's an NFL caliber dude over there. The Boogie Basham type, that'd be interesting last week because of how Chooks looked versus the speed from the young cat Darby, because Boogie's game is actually similar to Darby's game in terms of that, like, squatty, power, athletic, but bursty. You know what I mean? So that's the part where it's like, for Chooks, let me just see what that looks like. Can you still handle that? But I'm not tripping on Chooks. I really want to see Dan and Broderick versus Gregory Rousseau. And then from there, man, GP.
Anything on Kendrick?
Chill, bro. I'm good. I'm good on Kendrick right now. I was
GP.
I was going to GP.
You want to see him Monster Davis?
He probably won't get Trey, because Trey's gonna mainly go with DJ. That's how they did it before. I think that GP gets Elam, Kyrie Elam.
Oh, that's a good little SEC matchup.
It should be, absolutely. But this is one where realistically GP should win. Kyrie is nice, he's growing, but we think GP is a star. A good player versus a star. That's kind of how I look at those two right now, just based on what we've seen from Pickens. It's not a shot at Elam. You know, I'm rocking with Elam. But I want to see GP build the same way we watch him go up there on Peasy and go crazy. Same way we didn't see him make some catches on Pat P. Elam is in that same class. So you should be able to do that same type of stuff to him that you've been doing to our dudes in practice. I want to see that. And then your boy, man, KP, since I know I'm getting Poyer and Hyde, just be clean.
It's just going to be slight work for KP8.
And that's all fine. Just be clean, though. That's
Yeah,
all.
it's going to keep the
Just be
momentum
clean.
going. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
just keep
just be
what we
clean, man.
saw from last
Yeah.
week with this offense. Just keep it going.
Absolutely.
Look good out there.
Because last week we know you didn't get the best of the Bucks, right? In terms of all their dudes, Winfield and company. Cool. All right. Well, this week you got the dudes out there. Still look the part. We know that those dudes over there are coming back from injuries. One dude missed a lot of time. One dude's been bumped up. Cool. They going to be out there. They playing. Look the part versus them as well. We know those are 2 top 5 safeties or 2 top 10 safeties in this league. And when you talk in tandems, arguably the best tandem in the league, based on what they've been doing. Just go out there and continue to be you. Don't get squeamish. Don't get now you want to be pumping. You don't want to go test the middle of the field. Don't give me that. Still be you, but protect the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then after that, man, my last one was Spencer Anderson. But not Spencer Anderson at tackle.
You want him at center?
He was taking reps at center today, Deke.
Good.
He was taking reps at center, Deke.
Good.
Read,
Can he play fullback?
Read what the room is telling you, Deke. He plays every position on the offensive line. If he can go in stadium and snap this football, Deke, all right. You picking up what I'm putting down, Deke. If he can go in this stadium
What about
and show
fullback,
that,
though?
if he can go in this here
We need some
stadium,
fullback
no,
action.
we will not need a fullback. If he can go in here and show that he can play center, is what I'm trying to tell you, Deke. All right. We're going to see what Spencer Anderson got to bring to the table. Because Spencer has shown
That's a good call.
that he could play multiple spots already. And we saw him even play well in the game last week. But, center, if they give you reps at center this week, go out there
Let's
and
hope
look
it's
like
with
you
the
belong.
second team
Seriously,
and Mitch.
go out there and look like you belong, man. That's what I'm hoping for. Like, if
I don't
he
want
does,
Mitch getting hurt. I don't want neither of the
I don't want
quarterbacks
nobody
getting hurt.
Yeah.
But I guess if you had to lean one way, you'd rather
Don't
be
do that,
QB3.
man. Don't do that, man.
QB3
Don't
or
do that,
QB. Actually,
man.
no. Put Kendrick out there with Tanner. Spencer for both Mitch and Mason.
I don't hate it. I do not
Don't
hate
we have
it.
another backup center? No, we signed a guy and he
No.
left, or we
Yeah,
cut him or
yeah,
something. I
yeah.
remember it, and undrafted. Was
Mhm.
his name like Downing or something?
Yeah, so I'm trying to
He was
think.
from some Midwest school.
Yeah, because right now, it's Cole, Kendrick. You talking about the Ryan McCullum?
No,
No, because Ryan he's listed as a third.
no,
up
it
there.
wasn't him.
Yeah.
It wasn't him. He left. He's not on the team anymore.
Yeah.
I don't remember his exact name.
Mhm.
I think it was Downing, something like that.
Yeah.
But so those are the only three we got.
Yeah.
Man,
But we're gonna see with Spencer though, man.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
that you brought that up.
But I want to see it in stadium because, like we talked about, it's one thing in practice, especially one thing in practice in shirts and shorts. I need it in stadium because that's the difference. Now, could it be a catch-22? We get Spencer at center, now that gets Kendrick at fullback.
I'd be all for that. I'm all for that.
That'll reset the clock, huh? That'll change the whole dynamic.
No, we're still too close to the week 1 preseason game, but it would get me perked up. I'd be
It would
okay,
It
cool.
would make next week's game even more exciting
Yeah,
for him specifically.
yeah. It'd get me like, oh,
Yeah.
cool. Kendrick's back at fullback. Now, if he makes a
Yeah.
big play or scores a touchdown, okay, the excitement's there. But again, I don't think we're ever gonna get back to the high of what it was a couple weeks ago
Before
when
the
we saw
game,
those clips
yeah.
at training camp. It's never gonna get back to
That
that.
game really just put a damper on it like that, bro.
Exactly.
See, you gotta be careful with that, man. Yeah, you gotta be careful what you put on tape. Once you put it on tape, bro, it's gonna take multiple weeks for it to come off your tape, bro. Absolutely.